Much of Russian history can be summed up in just these 5 words. And then, back in 1900, the Russian Empire was one of the most powerful nations on Earth. 8% of the human population called Russia home, and 17% of the Earth's land was directly governed by her. The book is called The Foundations of Geopolitics, and it was written by this kooky dude named Alexander Dugin. It's basically a step-by-step playbook for Russia getting out of this dicey situation over the course of the 21st century, and it's evidently quite popular within certain political circles inside of Russia, and has even apparently been used as a textbook by the Russian General Staff Academy. So here's how it basically would play out if you were in charge and decided to follow it through to the letter. First off, let's figure out the situation in Europe. The book recommends that you work as hard as you can to set up an alliance with Germany. Romania, Macedonia, Serbia, and Greece should all unite and team up with you at this point as the fellow Orthodox buds that they are, you know, despite that whole pesky EU thing. Oh, and then there's Ukraine, which is basically just second Russia, so just take all that over using whatever means you can whenever you see a good opportunity. Okay, so Europe is all good, let's move on to the Middle East and Asian strategy next. Iran needs to be a key ally of your new government. They don't like America, you don't like America, it'll be great. In order to help this along though, you can both invade Azerbaijan and divide it up between you two. Nearby Armenia should be made an ally of your new government as well to further lock down the region, while all the countries in Central Asia that used to be Soviet republics should be reincorporated at some point. If played successfully, most of Western and Central Asia should be yours now, just like most of Europe. Combined with an effort to spread as much anti-American propaganda as possible in the country, and Japan might soon become your friend instead, and therefore will probably allow your fleets unrestricted access into the Pacific. And finally, there's the United States itself, which probably won't just sit back and let you do all of this. You need to use your special services to infiltrate the country and use your espionage tactics to fuel as much instability, separatism, and chaos as possible. You must actively support every single extremist, isolationist, secessionist, and radical group that you can, even if the support is going to opposing groups. The goal here is simply to cause as much chaos and uncertainty as possible and keep the United States as distracted from world events and from what you're doing as possible. Anti-American sentiment and ideologies should simultaneously be encouraged and supported all across the world to sow as much global dissent with the current world order as possible, with the United States hopefully focused on more domestic problems that your spies have exacerbated. You may find the good opportunities to strike elsewhere in Europe and Asia, and your work to steadily build back Russia's lost power and influence can continue without interference. Because if the United States gets directly involved with your shenanigans, it's all probably gonna be over.
Вы помните солдатской палатке? Поднимали бокал за победу, и мы все встали. Рядом с вами хотели выпить, но вы сказали потом. Сейчас ботлих цветет, здесь газ, здесь вода, здесь все красиво. Разрешите нам поднять бокал за ваше здоровье, за победу. Спасибо.
Ну, что касается бокала, надеюсь, мы сможем сделать это вместе с вами.